Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Veronica and today we're gonna do a bronzy look just because I have nowhere specifically to be, but I figured I would try and do a bronzy look for you guys. If you guys like this type of content, make sure and stick around and subscribe. For primer today, we're gonna try something new. It's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I've seen it on Instagram, and TikTok, and I figured I would give it a shot. And just so that I know how it performs, I'm gonna use it with a foundation that I'm very familiar with, that I love, have loved for many years, and I think it's a classic. Everyone has, really talked about this foundation in a positive way, so we are gonna try the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk with this primer. So I saw this on Instagram, and I don't know if you guys know who Meredith Duxbury, I think her name is, but she has talked about this primer quite a bit, and so I figured I would give it a try. It's brightening, it's, I guess, glowy, so we're gonna give her a try. So far it feels light. It's not very oily or anything like that, and it is glowy. Look at that. So I'm gonna go in light with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but I'm gonna lay down a very thin layer of the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. Mine is in the shade ST7 Ideas. And yeah, I really love the consistency, coverage on days that I'm not really trying to wear a lot of foundation. And now I'm gonna go on top of that with the Luminous Silk in the shade 5.1, and I'm gonna work in sections. Looks a little lighter, but just watch it blend out. So this is a side note, but this foundation I put 3 pumps. Definitely didn't use as much as I had pumped out, but just to show you guys, a little does go a long way with that foundation. For bronzer, I'm gonna use the LYS bronzer stick in the shade Motivate. You guys saw me use this on my last video. I fell in love with it, and I think it's perfect for this look. It gives the right amount of warmth to my skin without looking super like orangey or red. And you guys know I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty brush, and look at how quick that blends. I did try ordering the medium shade, but it is out of stock, so we're just gonna wait until she comes in and maybe use that one more as contour shade. This one's a little warmer on me, so I think more of a bronzer situation. And guys, I have to have some form of corrector under my eyes because I do have those dark circles. And as usual, I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the peach shade. For concealer, I'm gonna use my Dior Forever Skin Correct and my Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer. So I've talked about these concealers a few times. This one primarily, the Dior one, is my favorite and has been for quite some time. I can't seem to find one that just beats it, Sorry, my family is home. It is chaos as usual. So if you hear any noise, it's my kids. Here we go. I'm mixing both. Same brush, my rose ink brush, and off to blending. And by the way, the shades to my concealers are for the Dior 2.5N, and for the Prisme Libre one, it is N270. I will link everything down below just in case I miss anything. And for powder to set everything, I'm gonna use the Prisme Libre powder in the shade 3, and I'm gonna use my Danessa Myricks powder puff and go from there. For contour, we're gonna use the Scott Barnes contour palette. It's one of my favorites to dip into, and it has so many shades. You can use this as blush, bronzer, light contour. I mean, it just has so much of a variety to choose from. So we are gonna use the shade Carve over here. And you guys can see it is very, very pigmented. And just go in areas that I would like to sort of bring in. It's so beautiful. I love the shades that it has. And actually, funny enough, this might be contour, but I just use it as blush here and there. It just translates as blush on my skin. And so the reason I'm bringing this one out is because I broke my Kevyn Aucoin powder. Long story short, don't try and carry too many things going up and downstairs. For the nose contour, same thing, you guys know, my MAC 239, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Same shade, Carve. So as you guys know, after I do my nose contour, I like to go with a dual fiber brush and blend it out. For blush, we're gonna use the shade, #shade, and I'm gonna pair it with the new Dior Rosy Glow in the shade Cherry. And also, just a little heads up, this blush stains your brushes. I have used it a couple of times, and I've washed this brush relentlessly, and it will not come out. So watch yourself. I've washed it with so many types of products, and it's just not coming out. So it is what it is, just heads up. Once again, look at that, super pigmented. And now on top, I'm gonna use the cherry color. It's also very pigmented, so watch out. So I did order a few shades of the new Dior blushes, and if you guys want me to make a video on that, we can totally do that. Some are more pigmented than others. I'm sure you guys have heard that online, and I think my favorite has to be, as usual, you guys know I love a berry color, so berry. Berry is definitely my favorite color, but cherry has to be the most pigmented out of all of them. I think it's a really interesting formula for sure. They swatch pretty badly, so I would definitely encourage people to, if they're interested, just buy it, try it. Don't like it, back it goes. But yeah, swatches sometimes don't do products justice, you know? So it's best to just try them out. For highlighter, we're gonna use the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette in the shade 001. And while I do my eye look, I wanna make sure and just start off the process of setting my brows. So I'll be using the Glossier Boy Brow in Clear and just brush through them. So for my eye look, I'm gonna be using the Giorgio Armani eye tints in the shade 22 Cashew and 30M. I think it's Cedar, but I think it changed, I'm not quite sure. And I might be able to use a different few shadows on top, but these are to start. I'm gonna use 30M on the outer corner of my eye. I love the applicator, it's very precise. And then I'm gonna use my Smith Cosmetics 230 brush and quickly blend that out. Now with the shade 22M, I'm gonna lay this down on the inner and center part of my mobile lid. I'm gonna go over it with this NARS eye palette. Yeah, Surabaya. And I think I'm gonna use this shade and not pick up too much product, just a little at a time. This is my Smith 232 brush, and just soften that edge between the two eye tints. And just for the sake of adding a little bit of glitter or some shine, I'm gonna use the Moon Dust in the shade Space Cowboy. Pick it up with my finger and add it to my inner corner. Mascara, you guys know, the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash on my bottom lash. Let me finish my other side and I'll come back. So this is the eye look. Looks like I have no brows, but we will take care of that. I'll be using the Glossier Brow Flick, you guys know. So for lips, I'm gonna be mixing a couple of lip liners, the Gucci lip liner in the shade Nude, and Makeup Forever Color Artist Pencil in Endless Cacao 506. I'll be mixing these colors. This is a little bit cooler and warmer, so I'm gonna mix those up, and I want sort of a corally color to balance out the eye look and just keep that warm. I'm thinking brown, bronze, coral, that sort of scheme of colors. Lip liner is on. Now we're gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Gloss in Walk of No Shame. So this is the finished look. I did go ahead and use the Rare Beauty blush on the center in the shade Joy, just to have that corally color that I was looking for. And I also did use my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, just to make sure I do not have any oils peeking through. And yeah, this is the look. What do you guys think? Let me know if you guys have any other ideas for other looks. For fragrance today, I am gonna use it with the Escada Taj Sunset. One of my super favorites fragrances. This totally just reminds me of when we go back to visit my family in Mexico. If you guys like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And yeah, that is it for me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.